1045 The Team and 1045theteam.com. Levack Goz here with you. And joining us on the phone lines now, he's from Leland Sports Memorabilia. You heard this guy's name in the news yesterday because the Babe Ruth 1927 World Series ring and the Curse of the Bambino contract that's now up for auction. Josh Evans joins us. And Josh, your name has been in the news recently because of this Babe Ruth 1927 World Series ring and the Curse of the Bambino contract up for auction. And the owner of that is actor Charlie Sheen. How in the world did Charlie Sheen end up with this type of sports memorabilia?
Well, Charlie is one of the first of the truly great collectors. Started collecting about 25 years ago, and he and I hooked up, and I've been selling him stuff ever since. And he built one of the greatest collections ever in history.
He claims he doesn't remember how much he bought these items for. Do you remember how much he originally bought them for?
I do not, but I do remember what I paid for it.
I have to ask. I heard you giggle a little bit. What was the original number? Because I think you're going to make your money back here with your original purchase.
Well, you know, it's Charlie, so we only get a percentage. But I believe the original asking price was $150,000.
And what do you think it's going to go for at auction in the next few days?
It's just impossible to say. I believe the ring is up to in the $700,000 range with the premium, and the contract's about $500,000, something like that. But you know, anything can happen.
Josh Evans joining us here from Leland Sports, talking about sports memorabilia, the Babe Ruth 1927 World Series ring, and the Curse of the Bambino contract up for auction. For perspective here, $700,000, where does that rank in accordance to other great sports memorabilia pieces? Is this one of the heftiest prices someone may ever pay for something in sports?
Well, the most expensive piece that's ever been sold was actually sold by us, which was a Babe Ruth 1920 uniform, which was $4.5 million. However, this has a long way to go. I mean, the auction is not closed till Friday, and you know, it's kind of just really started.
Josh, what other stuff have you guys sold? Not only to Charlie Sheen, but what big memorabilia things can collectors expect from you guys at Leland?
Well, there's some other really great stuff in this very auction. One of the great pieces is Sandy Koufax's 1955 jersey. That's his rookie year, and also the only year the Brooklyn Dodgers won the World Championship. Pete Rose's 41-92 baseball is in this auction, which came directly from Pete Rose, and that could easily sell, you know, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. And there's a ton of stuff. There's even one of the only known Olympic gold medals for golf, which goes all the way back to 1904, which was won by Chandler Egan, one of the great golfers of the early 1900s. The list goes on and on. There's about 250 lots, and it's all quality. It's all kind of the best of the best.
Josh Evans joining us here from Leland Sports Memorabilia here on 1045 The Team. So Charlie Sheen was the guy, as you brought up earlier in the interview, who was one of the great sports memorabilia collectors of all time. With this upcoming auction here, are there going to be other famous names, whether it be an actor or an athlete, who's emerging now in the year 2017 as the guy who has the most sports memorabilia or willing to pay that price for it?
It's the people that collect, and some sell and some don't. They're all across the board. There's doctor, lawyers, and then there's some very, very wealthy people, hedge fund people. To get into on this level, you have to have millions and millions of dollars, and or have a collection that's of very, very great value, which you can kind of utilize as a bank, so to speak. You know, you can sell some stuff to buy the stuff that you need. Famous people, well, we don't really release the names, but Charlie wanted to become public on this, and we agreed, and it would bring a lot of attention, and it would be a good thing for the sale.
How does a piece of memorabilia lose value? There's been talk about the Buckner ground ball that goes through his legs that was sold at one price, then sold less than another price that it was originally bought for, then sold for a higher price. How do these prices change over time?
Well, it's just like anything else. It's a market. It's a real, palpable market, and factors change things. Time changes things. The type of people that are collecting, the market for that specific item, prices go up and down. It's extremely fluid, and it makes it a lot of fun. It also makes it a potential for loss or gain. There's people that have made millions of dollars in this business by buying the right things and selling them at the right time.
Charlie Sheen famously said that he used to hang up all these memorabilia pieces above the bar, and there's also rumors from Sports Illustrated that he'd have big-time watch parties with athletes to watch his famous movie Major League when he played Wild Thing Rick Vaughn. Have you ever been to one of these watch parties or any party at the Charlie Sheen residence?
Charlie and I became very good friends, from dealing for so many years, and even when we weren't dealing, we would get together and hang out. And I don't know if there was actually watch parties where they sat down and said, "Oh, we're going to watch Major League." Charlie's not really like that, but it could have come up, and someone other than Charlie would have said, "Hey, let's watch Major League. I love that movie," and then something like that would happen. But Charlie hangs out with some really interesting people, and there's some of the more memorable things that I've ever experienced. However, it's interesting. The most fun I've had with Charlie, though, is just kind of hanging out and just being me, him, or just me and him, or us and a couple other friends, and that the quiet times. Those are the real fun times. It's wonderful. And we've traveled. I've gone to places with Charlie all over the world, and that's always fun. He's very funny on airplanes because he wants to always smoke, and smoking is always prohibited. So he has to bribe the stewardess enough money to let him smoke, and only if the other people around him are okay with it.
As a radio host, I want more details, but I feel like because you are Charlie's friend, you're not going to give up those details. So I respect that as a friend, that we're probably not going to get details of those parties. So I'll just move on and let Woods ask this next question.
Is there anything in today's sports, maybe a Tom Brady jersey per se, that could possibly be a big seller for you guys maybe in the near future?
It's truly a treasure hunt. You never know what's around the corner. And we have got a lot of people contacting us because of this auction. And, people should be very aware of that. A lot of people don't really understand how valuable their things are, or sometimes it's the other way around. People think that what they have is worth $1 million, and it's not. But we get calls every day, and people can call us. People can email us at lelands.com, and we'll be happy to, give them a free appraisal, tell them what it's worth. And, we just got offered the X-rays from Joe Theismann's leg when he broke his leg when Lawrence Taylor tackled him on that Monday Night Football game, which I watched. And we turned it down because I felt that it was just too, the gamey was the word I used. But it's an interesting piece of history, but I think it kind of crosses the line.
I'm going to send over my Division III college football jersey later on, all right? I want to see how many millions of dollars a Hobart College jersey would go for later on. I think maybe $5 I can get for my old college football jersey,
no,
Josh?
definitely a couple hundred.
Oh, great.
What you do is you should raffle it off on the show, and I think you'll get a lot of interest. You probably get about $10,000 worth of publicity. So everything has its value.
Look at that. I'm going to send that to my bosses, Josh. I'm going to keep that clip forever, that my jersey's worth tens of thousands of dollars. And that's how we're going to end the interview. No follow-ups, Woods.
Come on.
That's how it ends. Josh Evans.
That's it.
Leland Sports.
Right.
Make sure to check out the auction going on Friday. Charlie Sheen's pal, all that good stuff. Maybe next time we'll get some more details out of him. Josh, we appreciate your time, man. Best of luck with the auction. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. I really enjoyed it.